we go back to cinemas and we go to a film that I'm probably looking forward to more than any of the other cinema things we have this week. And this is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Now, okay, Sharon, I can see the will to live draining from your eyes. But before the will totally disappears, tell us about this film, and then Shaun can come in with his baseball bat.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, Bodies was bad. The premise is a group of useless young people are having a hurricane party. A part of this group of people are very wealthy, and they have these big gated homes with like swimming pools, land, big mansion-y type house. And they have this party there to sit out a hurricane. And they're going to use that as an excuse to get drunk and high and
generally
get cavort. And they're going to, all sort of crash out there in this mansion and watch the storm pass. And so they all get there, and there's mainly girls. There's two men. One of them is a much older sort of boyfriend of one of the parties, and one of them is like the host of this party. And then there's is it 5 women? 4 or 5 women?
5, I think. 5.
You
women. Are so toxic right now. That's in the trailer, by the way.
So they gather in this party, and then because of they have like the rioters, romping about in the swimming pool and getting drunk. And then as it quietens down and the storm comes in, they decide, let's play a game. One of the games was called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And basically, I can't remember how it started, but anyway, one person's nominated to be the victim. And then when they don't know who the murderer is, but all the lights go out. Then the person who is like touched on the back has to pretend to die. And then the others have to work out who killed them. And then this is like the start of basically there is a real death in the house. And then they will basically sort of start turning on each other, trying to work out who actually killed this person. And then the rest of the film is stupid people doing stupid things.
I think the game might be called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies in America, but I've also heard it called Mafia.
But, I think you used to play a game similar called Murder in the Dark. That's what we used to call it. Murder in the Dark.
We've played sort of similar things without, obviously real people dying.
Yes. There's also a version, obviously, in Only Murders in the Building this time in series.
Oh right, okay.
Which sounds like it's done way better than here.
In this
basically,
film,
the film is people just doing stupid things. And I got to the point halfway through the film when a gun appears, and I said to Shaun, I wish they'd just shoot them all let's get out of here.
How many times? That's what I was just going to say. How many times did me and Sharon look at each other like that? We looked at each other. Sharon was sat there and it was like, what? And she said to me, she looked at me and she said, I wish they'd shoot everybody. I was just
put us out of our misery.
This was I'll tell you what, I was like, we were horrified, really. We were waiting to go. We even looked at each other. I think at one point we were thinking, no, we must suffer this. We must suffer this because it's just got to be reviewed on the thing.
When it gets down to like 3 people, we're thinking, surely it can't go on much longer. Surely they'll just kill each other and then we can just go.
I think, but what is the strangest thing? When I went to see, I was talking to it about, because I went to get an ice cream when I went to the cinema, and I was talking to one of the young lads. He went, oh, I rather like that. So I think it might be
a
generational thing. I'm pretty certain that if you're of a certain generation, that I don't know what they call it now, X, Y, W, W,
Z.
or whatever, or Z.
Young.
Young, that's it. Yeah, the Y generation, young. But because the language, the stuff they use, everything, and it's just like, it was, anyway. Yeah.
And there's certain things like the life of their phones, that all of them seem to use their phones for everything.
Yeah, how long do those
I'm thinking
last?
The battery life on their phones must be just limitless, because if I run around using my torch, my phone is dead within about half an hour. Yeah. And these ones have up there, it's like the film lasted overnight, so it was like 12 hours later. So they're still using their phones. I'm like, what charge have you got on
and
your
then and then the end, like at the end when they find a phone, it's like, oh right, okay, that's rather convenient, unlocked phone. But anyway, there you go.
Sharon, perhaps the whole film was just sort of like, a really elaborate backdoor advert for the phone. And saying, Sharon, buy this phone because you can look for a murderer all night.
Product placement.
All of them had the endless phones that never seem to wear down or go ping, 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 or no signal. They always seem to be fully charged all the whole time. But it just did, to me, the whole plot just didn't make any sense. The people would do things but you think that
perhaps
why would you do
that is what young people do. Perhaps young people do that sort of thing. Maybe
perhaps people they are.
Oh no! Should I not allowed to say that?
No. Try. Do you remember there was a time when Mel Gibson was coming up with he was having one of his comebacks, and he did a film. I can't remember what the name of the film was, but he had a daughter in it, and he had a daughter, and it was all about him trying to save his daughter, trying to hold it. And I remember watching this film and saying, I don't understand. I can't believe that she would be that with the phone. And Shaun, you were like, no, but Toast, that's what they're like. I've got a teenage daughter at home. That's exactly what they do. I remember you telling me that. So, but I do think, because looking at the cast for this film, and especially I was talking about actors who kind of put me off. And this has Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is the owner of the house and is the host of the party that you said. And the second that you cast Pete Davidson, I feel I know exactly what this film is. And I know exactly who the target audience for this film is. And I don't think it's me.
No, I think it was probably aimed at like a Jackass type audience.
We didn't really know.
Might find it funny because people were saying, is it, because I was speaking to someone at the cinema as well, and they were saying, oh, is it because you didn't get the humour? I didn't find the Remolator's bit funny.
There was no humour. I
didn't see any obvious humour in it.
It's a bit like, I'll tell you what, this film made me think a little bit of, there's a TV show called Euphoria. I'm not sure if any of you have ever watched an episode of Euphoria that has been winning all the awards and has been getting so much love, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's one of the best things ever. Can't stand it. I watched one episode and I thought, oh, is that it? And I just left, and I have not gone back. And I feel like there's one of these things where there's every now and then. I mean, we reviewed Raw a couple of weeks ago, in which I was like, Holly, come help me out here because I'm a man and I don't think I can speak about this appropriately. And I feel like, and I think we're beginning to get to that where there might be some stuff I may need to go say, okay, get a young person in here, explain this nonsense to me. But anyway, how many stars would you guys give Bodies?
To be kind, maybe 2.
Oh, I was thinking 2. I was thinking, can we give a 1?
1
I mean,
or 2.
I would say this is the worst film I've seen this year. Yeah.
It was. I just found it was just interminable, too long, too much of everything, and not enough of something else.
Yeah. So for me personally, it's probably one of the worst films I've seen this year, I think. I mean,
so would you say it was more the plotting didn't make sense, or was it just the characters that you just couldn't attach to?
Everything. It was everything.
It was both. The plot made no sense, and the characters were universally pointless. It's one of those things. If there are survivors, and I imagine if the hurricane had destroyed the entire house, it would be no great loss.
Oh wow! Oh! Moving on.
There's one member of the cast off the top of them. I think, she's actually very good. What's going on here? What's it? Oh yes, Amanda Stenberg.
Oh yeah, Amanda Stenberg is good, and also it's got the lady who got nominated for an Oscar for being Borat's sister, Maria Balikova.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently
they've got some decent people in there, and they still managed to produce an unspeakably shit film.
Yeah.
You might like it, Holly. I mean,
I think it's a different. It's like, when you had these comedies came along that were mostly improvised, and there were certain people who sort of really liked that, so we hated that. And you had that there was a period of film that was called Mumblecore, which was all supposed to be all a bit down and indie, and everybody just sort of like, and nothing really happened, and some people really get into that. And I think this might be that kind of film that it has a sort of milieu, to use a fancy word. It has a milieu about it that I just don't think is me. I don't think I would get, and the people who get it would think it's the best thing ever. But moving over back to streaming life and all